Should mute my phone this time.
You should mute your phone this time.
No, I'm self-conscious. Well, because last time my phone actually went off, so...
Oh, yeah.
Most of the time my phone isn't on, and it angers my supervisor sometimes because he'll try to call me 3 times and call the office phone. He's like, what are you doing? Why don't you have your phone on like everybody else did in the office?
Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode 14 of the HastleCast podcast. Tonight, hosted as always by myself, Ben. We have
Mike
and
Steven
and
Julian.
Perfect. What's up, guys?
Not much.
Living the dream.
That's what I was going to say.
Living the dream, stealing lines
Yeah.
like the thief you are.
Oh, well, you know. I steal hearts like I steal one-liners.
Today, I tried to contact SATE to
That's a mistake.
see about getting in for my next term as an apprentice. And I called the guy, and he's like, okay, I need all this information. So I give him the information. He said, okay, well, it doesn't look like you're eligible for that term. So contact the apprenticeship board and get them to figure it out, and then call us back when you've done that. I'm like, oh, right? That's weird, but okay. Maybe you put in the wrong information. So I contact the apprenticeship board, and they're like, no, everything's fine on our end. So he must have messed up or something. If there's still problems, just have him contact us directly, and we'll figure it out. Like, all right, now we're getting somewhere. Contact him. He's like, no, it still says you're not eligible. I said, well, I was told that you should contact them directly to figure it out. He's like, I'm going to put you on hold for 1 minute. 1 minute goes by, pretty much that amount of time. It wasn't that long. And he calls back. He's like, yeah, so you're all set to go. I just need this information from you. And what date were you looking to register for? I'm like, I was thinking the fall term. And he's like, well, actually, we don't have the information for when the schedule is for the fall term, so you can't even register for that yet. And I'm like, okay, when will that date be? He's like, well, the apprenticeship board sets that date. So,
Oh my god.
and they, once they tell us, then we open the registration. So when are they going to tell you? Is it just going to be out of the blue? Am I going to have to call you every single day until it happens? He's like, no, it should be around end of April, beginning of May kind of thing. But then...
It's a wide range.
I know. End of April, beginning of May, for them to set the day that you can register, and then that day that you register typically shows up in May. So it's this tiny little window between...
And you don't know the date.
And I have no idea. So pretty much near the end of April, I'm just going to call them every single day.
Yeah.
Just bother the crap out of them.
I don't understand why they can't take your information, have you on reserve as ready to register. Registry date opens up, they call you and be like, okay, so registry's open, should we go ahead and sign you up with the information you gave us? And you say yes, and now you're registered.
Yeah, that'd be too easy.
Yeah.
I would assume they don't do that because they don't need to, because more than enough people want to get into the course. So it sucks, it's lame.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah.
But then I followed up. I'm like, so you just asked me what date I would like. Does that mean I have another option? Is there a spring term or something? He's like, well, no, the next available date would be fall. And I'm like, okay, so why did you offer me a second date? He's like, well, the previous date was last October. I'm like, yeah, that was last fall. I couldn't go to that one. Oh, it's just a
Thanks for the
mess.
reminder that I didn't
It's
get
just
it.
a total mess.
Well, it's like he is following a script and doesn't want to help you, basically.
Yeah, essentially. And it sucks because this is what happened to me last year. And this is the reason why I didn't get in last year, was because of that tiny little window between them setting the date and the date actually appearing. So, it's kind of sucks.
On the flip side for me, because about 7-ish years ago I was in university and I got very bad grades and I got kicked out and decided to go over to SATE instead, and I signed up maybe 3 weeks before the first day of classes.
Damn.
And I was on a waiting list. I was 9th on the waiting list back when they told you how far along the waiting list you were. And it's like, we'll call you if you get in, and I'm panicking and, am I going to have to miss a year of school? And then the day of orientation, I get the call, and they're like, if you come down now and pay your fees, you're in. And classes start tomorrow.
Holy crap.
So, and I did get in, but we were in the car. You were there. You might not have been there.
I don't think I was there.
You might not have been there. It was me and Dean, Victoria, Nick, and I feel like one other person, I don't remember now. I'm pretty sure there were 5 of us. We were coming from the Sentry Box, and we're heading back up Center Street at that point, away from Sate, and Mum calls and is like, we just got the call from Sate, you need to go there right now and pay. I'm like, Dean, can you drive us there? He's like, we're going.
That's
This
awesome.
Rapid turn kind of thing.
Yeah. A race to the finish line.
Yep.
That's pretty crazy. That sounds like something out of one of those like romantic comedy movies where it's just like a last minute thing and
Get to
everybody's
the
rushing.
airport.
What's that?
Get to the airport before the plane takes off.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Something like that.
My state experience signing up, it wasn't necessarily frustrating because, well, I got in almost immediately. I had to go in for 3 interviews. And, like, the second or third one, they sit me down. They're like, well, we don't usually accept people like you. It's just like, what does that even mean? We usually look for more mature people and more of this. I'm like, oh, man.
What?
I'm getting nailed hard on this one.
I was 18 when I joined Sate. What are they talking about?
No.
My entire class, minus 2 people, were under the age of 20.
You did the 2-year program, right?
Yeah, I did.
I did a 6-month program. That
Okay.
was like, there's one guy younger than me by a year, and then everybody else was like 25 and older, and most of them were 30 or older. So,
That's interesting.
yeah. So I guess they do usually accept more quote unquote mature people, but
I wonder why that would be. Like, why more mature people in a smaller class?
my guess is that course isn't necessarily designed as do this. It seems to be more like you're trying to transition or change careers, so you just want to be in and out in a few months, or you're wanting to learn. One of the people we had in our class was a project manager, and they wanted her to take a bit more of a software role, or just be a bit more skilled in that sense. So they had her take this 6-month course compared to asking her to take 2 years or something. So therefore, they're looking at people who are already quote unquote professionally developed, and they just want this extra skill and potentially can transition with that compared to a kid with arguably 0 professional skills. Coming in hoping that this will propel him wherever he wants to go. So
You've got some professional skills. You can professionally... What?
Halo.
Halo?
please, I wish.
Professionally sell
I am
people video
nowhere
games?
near good enough. I don't know. Screw school.
Anything else new in your allegedly boring life?
Well, I don't know if this is necessarily interesting because most of us are revolves around work, but I worked a lot of shifts, or I shouldn't say a lot of shifts. I worked about the same amount of shifts last week, but I did a lot of them without sleeping.
Oh, yeah?
So, I've already told a couple of you this. But, yeah, my sister was moving last week, and I got switched to a night shift for a few days. And so it starts Thursday at 1 a.m. when I wake up. And I work 2 a.m. to 10 a.m. Get home, do random odd tasks. Don't go to bed like I should have. And then the rest of my family gets home, and we need to help my sister move. So I'm up till midnight, roughly, helping her move. And then I'm like, well, I don't have time to go to bed now, so I just have a shower, eat breakfast, and go back to work.
Yeah.
Work 2 to 10 again, go home, I'm stupid, don't go to bed, do some miscellaneous tasks, and then Ben invites me over, and he's like, hey, we're hanging out. I'm like, yeah, that sounds like a great idea. Meanwhile, Saturday I need to be working midnight, so I'm at Ben's till 11:30.
The Switch party?
Yeah, at the Switch party, leave straight from that, and go back to work, work again. So, yeah, I don't know. It's not an exciting time, but I was up for like 60 hours.
Gotta do what you gotta do.
Yeah, it's
You
all
still
about the grind.
You still did fairly well with some of the mini games that we played, so
Oh yeah,
it wasn't affecting you too much.
no. If you're gonna try, might as well try hard. So
Any opinions on the Nintendo Switch from playing it on 2 separate occasions?
it's a system.
Yeah.
You play video games on it. I don't know. What do you want to hear about it?
Oh, just
It's
your take.
I don't know. It's a console kind of defined by the games, and I haven't played anything on it yet that I would say is worth $300.
Okay, that's fair.
That's probably the best way. But I enjoyed my time with it. I had fun here playing 1-2 Switch. That game was a blast. I had a really good time.
I think it gets old very quickly.
Yeah.
I would agree with that. That was the thing. Another mutual friend. Man, you have not talked at all. This is not at all relatable to you.
Sorry, Julian, we'll get to you.
But yeah, like I was talking to another friend of ours, Matt, who's been on the show before, and he asked me about 1-2 Switch. I'm like, yeah, like you play it once with a group, it's not bad. If another group comes over, maybe you play it again, but it wouldn't be something I would necessarily personally want to go back and be like, man, I can't wait to play 1-2 Switch again with Ben, Mike, Nick, and Sarah. But if it was, now Julian wants in and a few other people want in, maybe it would be fun, like, rehabbing that first, like, the first time you're milking in that game.
Oh, that was amazing.
Yeah, it's funny, but I've already kind of like experienced it. Maybe with a new group of people, I could re-experience that.
Yeah.
But
Introduce them to Wizard Wars.
yeah, Crotch Wizards. That game was great.
So in 1-2 Switch is a mini game where you're wizards and you're holding your controller and you have to jab at each other back and forth, kind of like a Voldemort versus Harry Potter style thing. I got the brilliant idea. Why don't we just hold the controller on your nuts and just hump back and forth and see who has the stronger hump? It was hilarious.
Who had the strongest home?
Not me.
I did at one point because I was going up against Nick, and it has a colored bar in the middle. It's blue on one half and orange on the other. And the closer you are to winning, the further your color gets to your opponent's side of the screen. So Nick's blue and I'm orange, and the blue is getting closer and closer and closer, and there's a tiny little wedge left. And then this massive orange explosion across the whole screen, and I beat him at that point.
Oh, it was amazing.
It was very satisfying.
It was one final thrust.
The whole point of this game is to just jab.
So yeah, that's why this game isn't fun for very long.
Yeah.
So it starts off where you have to like spin the remote in the air wherever like you're about to you're preparing to cast a spell, and then you do that for 20 seconds, and then your whole point is that you're jabbing at the other person, but if they jab and you jab right after, you then counter them. You get more power.
Okay.
But you can't go too quickly because otherwise, your charge runs out.
You're overthrusting.
Yeah.
I overthrusted. Yeah. It's just a tech demo for the motion controls and stuff like that.
There's also a game where you milk a cow. Oh, they also encourage you to look the other person in the eyes for every single one of these games, which makes it twice fun. So, at first when they were thrusting back and forth, they're staring at the screen. It's like, no, you're supposed to look at each other, and them just staring into each other's eyes, just thrusting at each other was magical. There's one where it's just, you're supposed to milk a cow, so you're just gripping this controller and pulling down just over and over, and then it's like look each other in the eyes, you're just staring at each other, just slowly jerking up and down, which is funny, but then everybody plays it once, you realize you've watched the same thing 5 times, it stops being funny.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I have no desire to play again.
Yeah.
Alright, Julian, what's up? What's going down?
Got offered a new job, so I took that.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Nice.
Same type of work.
Yep. Have you started there yet?
Yeah, I started there 3 weeks ago now.
Okay.
Yeah, it's good.
Cool. You're enjoying it? The people are okay?
Yeah, the guys are good.
Nice.
Alcoholics, standard construction crew.
Yeah, standard. That's pretty sweet.
Yeah. Got a harness, belly chains, and lanyard today. Holy fuck, that shit's heavy. Swear to God, it weighs another 30 pounds.
Wait, the lanyard? Or just all of it in general?
All of it in general.
Oh, wow.
You know what a lanyard is? Like,
I
for
know.
a fall arrest.
Oh, okay, yes.
So you hook it on and you
Hook it onto a bar or something,
Yeah.
the scaffold.
tie-off point.
Yeah.
See, I'm just thinking belly chains, and it's like some big fat chic kind of guy who's wearing long chains down in front of his massive belly.
No, so you got 2 hooks on your harness on either side of your waist. It hooked these. There's 3 points of contact. So one goes on each side of your waist, and then one hooks onto a point, so you can just lean back, and you're hanging off a wall, so you can use both your hands.
It's pretty neat.
Yeah.
I did a little bit of fall arrest stuff
Yeah.
back when I worked for pools, but
Oh, I still haven't gone through my fall arrest time.
oh yeah, I didn't.
you're still not qualified.
No.
Yeah, I'm similar. I'm not qualified, but I had to do a little bit of it.
Yeah.
We were building a slide, and this slide is like, it's a very simple design. It's just 2 spirals around a central point. And that central point is this like 900-pound steel column. And we set up scaffolding beside where the column was going to be seated. We tipped the column up with the scissor lift.
Yeah.
And then once we got it standing, I sat on the edge of the scaffolding and wrapped my arms and legs around it so it wouldn't fall. And
That's safe.
And then, yeah, and then they secured it to the floor. But it's like it was one of those terrifying things because you know that any slight movement just amplifies
Yeah.
because it's so much momentum. But we did it, and the slide works.
What in the, I'm not familiar with construction. What in the world do they expect you to do if that thing starts, do you have
That's
that
not
much
the
control?
proper way to do it. The proper way to do it is lift it. You lift it up with this scissor lift?
Yeah, so they essentially, it's because it was indoors, so we didn't have a whole lot of room. like there was a ceiling. So we basically laid one end of it on a totally lowered scissor lift and then lifted it up so that we were increasing the angle of it to the point where it could be basically pulled up or pushed with the scissor lift to get it vertical.
Why couldn't you just hold it there with the scissor lift and then put a brace down?
I'm not sure what you mean. We had to stand this thing up somehow.
Yeah, so you had to at a certain point with the scissor lift, right?
Yeah.
Why couldn't you just hold it there with the scissor lift, push against it with the brace, and pin it to the ground?
That's an excellent question, Julian, and I don't know.
That's what I fear. Like you, like hugging this thing, trying to keep it still. Like if that thing tips in any way, I feel like you're pretty much just screwed. Like it's.
Oh yeah, if it was going, I would just let go. Be like, see us. I'm not paying for this.
But what if it falls in the direction of the scissor lift that you're sitting on?
Well, what if it crushes him?
Yeah, that's right. Like the whole thing, I'm just like, I feel like if anybody's learning
He's sitting on the thing.
No, I'm not sitting on the scissor lift. I'm sitting on the scaffolding beside the raised
Yeah, but
point.
you're holding the giant metal thing, aren't you?
I'm just like I'm sitting on the edge of scaffolding. Like it's hard to illustrate.
Okay, the way you described it, I thought you were sitting on the scaffolding that was on this thing you were lifting up, the column, and you're hugging while sitting on it.
Yes, I was hugging and sitting.
On the thing you were lifting?
Not on the thing I was lifting.
Okay.
I was hugging the thing I was lifting and sitting on scaffolding that was beside it.
So you weren't on the...
I wasn't on it.
Okay.
I just kind of like sat there and received it.
Okay.
And the whole point of the story,
more sense.
the whole point of the story is that I had my harness on and I was anchored to the scaffolding. So if anything was gonna happen, I would have been fine.
Assuming the giant pillar doesn't fall into the scaffolding.
We locked the wheels.
Whatever.
Yeah.
It sounds terrifying.
Moral of the story: don't be a dumb laborer that just does everything you're told.
Actually, be a dumb programmer that does everything he's told.
Wow, represent.
Yeah. I mean, you got to do what you got to do, but if it threatens your life, probably shouldn't do it.
Yeah, luckily I don't have that problem with my line of work.
I technically had something along those lines.
Your company's a lot cooler than mine.
It didn't threaten my life, but it threatened my sanity horribly.
Oh yeah.
So last Monday we get some tickets from one of the guys in our company. Backstory very briefly: I was part of a small company. This guy was the CEO. I really didn't like him because he was far too full of himself. Our small company got bought by a large company, and he went from being a CEO to a vice president, but he still does sales and stuff. He still goes out to the clients and says, you want our product. So Monday morning, I get the tickets that come in from him that are like, we're setting up this new client from, it's some beauty care group in Japan. We want to have their product or their production site up and ready for them to work with by Thursday. So in order to go through our process properly, you've got to do all your work. Yep.
Sorry.
Good job.
You just blew out the mic.
That'll be fun to edit. So I have to get all my work done by the end of Monday. Has to be checked by not even our regular quality assurance group, but by one of the business people who's never worked with our site before. On Tuesday, I have Wednesday to fix anything they find, but that's also the day we're pushing it out because their head office is actually in the UK for some reason. I don't know. It's a Japanese company based in the UK, and they want to test Thursday morning, which means we have to be out Wednesday night. This is the kind of thing we normally take 2 weeks to do. I had to do it all on Monday. So I'm going through, the person who's written the ticket has never used our system either. She's just going off of what the vice president's been saying. So he's dictating to her what to put down. He only vaguely understands our app. He keeps assuming we can do things and then we can't. And this was a problem for a long time. So comes around to a point where I'm like, I need to do this particular thing. I need to set up their country hierarchies, and it needs to be consistent with the rest of our system. The way that this has been set up to this point, I can't do that. I can't make it consistent. So either I'm going to have to not do the work, and the vice president gets pissed at me, one of the vice presidents, but he has pull, or I do it the wrong way intentionally, and I get yelled at by our developers later, who I actually respect because they have worked with him for so long and they're great people. So I'm in this position of piss off someone who has power over me or piss off someone I like. And I got pissed.
You pissed off yourself.
I pissed off myself. It had been the whole day of this constant steamroll of terrible things happening, and this was about 2 p.m. of hours of problems, and I find out this one final straw, and I stand up and I go over to one of the support beams in my house, basically, and I punched it. I punched the wall, and that didn't satisfy me enough, so I punched it harder. And that point, I'm like, okay, I gotta stop this before I hurt myself. My knuckle is now basically entirely recovered, but that's been an entire week. It hurt quite a bit. It was like I boxer jabbed this support beam with my knuckle because I was so pissed. The moral of the story is don't punch walls. It's not conducive to helping your situation.
Yeah, you just gotta get a punching bag.
So, wait,
I wish I had one.
did you finish everything? That's the real question.
I did end up finishing it. It did not all work the way that they were expecting because they didn't understand how the system worked when they asked for the changes in a few situations, but that's what I told them. I'm like, this is what you asked for, this is what I did. If it's not working the way you wanted, that's got to wait till later.
Yeah.
So they went forward with it. I have no idea if we even got the client, because this wasn't even for client release. This was for a demo to get them to accept us. So I don't know if it even worked.
Yeah, well, hopefully the company you're talking about doesn't know that we're talking about them.
I doubt it. How many people watch this show?
A lot, you'd be surprised.
I would be surprised.
Steven, stat track, stat.
Last time I checked, we had like 4 whole downloads last week.
Nice.
Amazing.
Oh.
I'm fairly certain that they also wouldn't know that I'm someone who worked on their product, so it's not like my name is on most of it.
There you go. So Julian, Steven, and I were at a bar recently. The bar that we typically go to.
Fiddlers.
Yeah, that's right.
Nice.
And the UFC fight was on.
Okay.
And Steven seemed less than excited to watch because he just seemed to think that everybody on it was douchebags.
They are.
You want to defend that point at all?
What part do I need to... Everybody who acts in the UFC, I'm sure a lot of them are great people, but yeah, with your whole weigh-in and they're putting the fists up next to each other's faces and stuff, no, you look like a tool.
Yeah.
Straight up. Yeah, no, I'll stick to that. I have no problem with that.
It was still entertaining though.
I never said it wasn't. I enjoyed it.
I never said you didn't say it wasn't. I'm just saying it was entertaining.
Okay. I don't know where you're going with this.
Yeah.
It was interesting. It's an interesting thing to talk about, Steven.
It looked like Julian was about to say a story earlier, and then
Yeah.
he was cut off. So I think that'll be more interesting than what I think of MMA fighters.
Well, I was going to lead into other stuff, but okay, we'll talk about Julian's thing.
You said there's nothing that's interesting about it.
What? I said it's an interesting topic.
I'm not that interested in MMA.
We can go back to UFC, and I want to make sure Julian's story gets shared.
Okay.
No, it's not that exciting. So now that you
Is
hyped
it more
all
exciting
up,
than MMA?
Well, you better make it exciting, because we're putting off MMA for this.
It's not that great of a sport. Boxing's better.
I
So
agree
is
with
hockey.
that. I can agree with that as well.
You know,
Okay.
it's a way better sport. Is Blood Bowl.
We're going to get to that.
Yeah, okay,
We'll
that's
get to
another
that.
story. Go ahead.
Yeah, so got my harness and lanyard. I don't know if it's because I have a shitty harness, or everything's just a little bit heavier with all my tools, but I am so sore over these past few days.
Yeah.
And so the supervisor comes up at the end of the day, and I never went through my fall arrest course, so I don't know how to treat this equipment. It's like, whatever you do, don't write your name on the nylon part of your lanyard. I look at him like, I already did. He's like, oh. Turns it over, looks at it, he's like, yeah, that's garbage now.
Jeez, why?
Because the ink runs through the nylon and eats it.
Oh.
Supposedly, I think it's a bunch of bullshit, but if you fall and that thing doesn't deploy, then OH&S is going to give you shit for not having a up-to-code lanyard.
Jeez.
Like, I'm thinking about the logic of that, and I don't know.
Some companies don't even let you write on your hard hats or put stickers on your hard hats either because they say it compromises the integrity of the hard hat.
So much bureaucracy, man.
Yep.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, if I fall and that ink is what kills me, I think maybe the stars have aligned and I should die.
Yeah.
Well, maybe your harness sucks because it can't handle ink.
Yeah, that's true.
Like
Yeah.
your ink isn't made of hydrochloric acid or something.
No. Yeah.
That's funny.
That's super stupid.
Have you had any interactions with the supervisor, foreman? Can't remember.
Yeah, he's our, like, we got a bunch of towers, but on the tower we're on, he's the head supervisor.
Okay. Have you had any interactions with him yet, or is this like your first impression of you? Just
Probably like
great, you ruined it.
Probably like third time I've talked to him in 3 weeks.
That's
Nice.
awesome.
He's looked super unimpressed. I'm like, well, sorry. And Scotty comes over. He's like, yeah, well, maybe if he went through his fall arrest course like he was supposed to, he wouldn't have written on his lanyard. Scotty's got my back.
No, that's nice.
So
Didn't he just out you?
No, that's not my fault that I didn't get put through fall arrest.
Oh,
Their
I see.
safety guy's on vacation.
I see.
Uh,
I gotcha.
that's what I was about to ask. Was it your fault? But
No.
it's not.
Technically, it's my fault. But I didn't know any better.
Is it written on the instructions?
Yeah, boys. There's an explanation as to
I
why
threw
you
that
didn't
shit
know it. Yeah, who reads?
Oh,
I
that's
don't have
fun.
time to read instructions on site. Just build shit.
It's true. It's true. You make your own instructions.
Yeah.
And then you die and OSHA gets involved.
Yeah.
OSHA?
Always has.
I forget what the acronym is. It's the it might not even be.
Occupational health and safety.
What did I say?
OSHA.
Yeah, I guess it's OSA. there's no
Everybody
OSHA.
calls it OSHA.
I'm right then.
Huh, there you go. Occupational Safety and Health Act or whatever.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know what the A is anymore. They're
Association.
stupid.
No, S is already safety.
Occupational stupid.
Occupational stupid human acts.
Yeah. So the interesting thing I want to talk about with UFC
Okay.
was the blood and how when these guys start bleeding, it doesn't stop the fight.
Right.
No.
And the one guy that we watched, he went to kick his opponent, and his opponent's got the bee's knees, right? He's just got the best knees in the business, and he kicks this dude's knee, and it just tears this giant gash in his shin, like a sizable gash, and it's running down his foot. So every step he takes leaves a little bloody footprint. He's leaving tracks all over the place,
Right.
and it got me thinking, like, about what sort of tests they have to go through, like blood tests, to see if they actually have transmittable diseases via blood.
Huh.
It's just something I never thought about before, right? Like, that's something you have to be aware of for a fighting thing like that.
Do you think they actually do, or they just don't care?
I think they actually do. I think there's enough hardcore regulation in that sport to...
It almost feels in the same category that if you're a construction worker, there's the potential that you're going to drive a nail through your hand and get blood everywhere. So do you need to have a blood test to make sure that other people aren't going to get infected by the blood from your incident? I guess it's more likely you'd bleed during UFC, but
Well, yeah, UFC, the intent is to hurt.
yeah,
I think as in construction, the intent is not to get hurt.
it depends on what you're building.
Building a guillotine or something. Yeah, I don't know. I just thought it was interesting.
I do want to go back to the UFC fighters all looking like tools.
Okay.
Because there's a couple specifically who do not. They go out of their way to make it as goofy and funny as possible.
Yeah.
There's like one guy who brought flowers once to give to the other guy during their weigh-in.
Yeah.
That guy's done a bunch of things. He wants to kiss the other guy on the cheek.
I saw that one, yeah.
He's done like selfies and stuff with them. It's pretty fine. Then there was another dude though. It was like he's a smaller looking guy, like no tattoos or anything. Just seemed like a jolly nice dude. And this other guy just covered like head to toe in tattoos. And the guy covered in tattoos goes into like They do like their fists up, and then he like walks into the other guy and just presses his head right against the other dude's. Keeps just walking to make the other guy walk backwards and start trying to intimidate him.
Yeah.
It's like, how do you do that without looking like a tool? Their UFC match starts and the tattooed guy gets knocked out in I think like 20 seconds.
Oh man, that's
just like, all right, I can appreciate that.
That's satisfying.
Yeah.
That's got to be planned.
Yeah, not UFC, I don't think.
Not UFC, no way.
Really?
That would destroy their reputation. Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't think there's a bit of money exchanging hands, maybe?
These are two low time fighters. There's no way.
I didn't realize they were low time.
Yeah.
But still.
And any of the top guys would never act like that.
Yeah.
None of them would like go and start like trying to push the other guy down at the weigh-in.
Yeah.
That'd be the idiots who don't make money who think they're cooler than they are.
I guess.
Regarding the guy that kissed his opponent, I think I've seen a couple of the videos of his intro thing because I think he does it often.
Yeah, he does this a lot.
So I've seen one where like the two of them they get up right in each other's face and he like kisses him and the other guy kind of smiles and gives him a bit of a hug and then they get set up to fight and it's like, oh, that was adorable.
Yeah.
And then another one where like he gets up in his face and he kisses him and the other guy's face just lights up in rage and he starts just going at the guy's face. They haven't rung in yet and the refs are trying to pull him back. I don't know if he got like disqualified or something for trying to like lay into this guy before the thing, but he looked so mad that he'd just been kissed by this dude.
I feel like there's two ways it can go. It's either a really good like mental game tactic to mess with the other guy, or it's like where the other guy's gonna think it's funny and just be like, "Hey, why not?"
Yeah.
So,
you get better reviews when you just go with it.
yeah. There's an argument where like they have like their hands up or whatever, and he just goes and is like rock paper scissors and it puts paper out, just covers the other guy and starts cheering like he just won the match. And just...
That's great. Yes, wasn't there another weigh-in thing where they were like sharing like M&Ms or something?
That was the flowers one.
Okay.
He gave the guy flowers and the other guy had candy prepared or whatever and gave the other guy candy.
Yeah, so just standing there at the weigh-in, munching out.
And I missed a lot when I was kicking out Alex's ass in the pool.
Yeah.
No, I was actually showing Alex. I don't know where you were, because I was showing Alex the compilation of this guy doing these things.
I was probably at first.
Oh, he's at the table. Yeah, maybe you're first one. Maybe you hadn't even arrived yet?
I arrived at like 8:30. You guys were there at 7. Or
Yeah.
8:45.
Because the UFC event was definitely wrong, so I think the UFC event started at 8, so I don't know.
You want to tell us about this ass kicking?
Oh yeah, it's not much to tell. I mean, played 5 games of pool against Alex and won all of them.
See, here's how you tell it. Alex and I had this beef, and we had to get it out on the pool tables. So, first game, I kick his ass. Second game, I kick his ass. You gotta tell it like this, Julian. You gotta get us excited for this story.
It's not that exciting though. I mean,
Tell us about that last
There was
game.
no competition there. Like, there's nothing to tell.
Oh, trust me, there was competition. I went for a piss. I came by. Julian was getting his ass kicked.
but I came back and I won it.
He sunk basically most of Alex's balls. And
Yeah.
like,
Well,
no.
Alex had 1 ball left, and I had all of mine still on the table.
Wow.
And I sunk all mine and then sunk the 8 ball.
Yeah, you did bring it back.
Yeah.
So you're just kind of playing with your food.
Yeah.
The real question is, how many times did you knock the cue ball off the table?
Once.
I appreciate the honesty.
That's some good storytelling advice for when my segment comes up.
Speaking of your segment, and speaking of blood, see, I was gonna transition from UFC blood to...
I actually had... This is where I was going to go with this UFC story. This might be a better segue.
I thought you were gonna say this is a better story than what you have to say.
No.
Fuck
So we were at this bar, and Alex invited our waitress to play in a rugby tournament
Yeah.
with him. And she was like, "Oh, I've played football before. Is it kind of like that?" And I was just like, "No, it's more like Blood Bowl."
Okay, what's Blood Bowl?
It's a board game.
We're gonna find out. So Mike, you were on a couple episodes, and you were a couple episodes ago.
Episode 12.
English.
You were on episode 12, and you were explaining how you were joining a Blood Bowl tournament.
Yeah.
That tournament has happened.
Yeah, that just happened this weekend.
So explain to our listeners what Blood Bowl is again.
All right, and for Julian's benefit. So Blood Bowl is a tabletop game with miniatures, like Warhammer, if you've ever seen that. It's the best comparison I have. You have a team of miniatures that is your football team that plays against another player's team of miniatures, playing for touchdowns across 2 halves that are each 8 rounds long. So each round you do movements.
It's
and
football
punches
on
and
a
stuff.
board game.
It's football in a board game. The twist is that it's all fantasy. characters. So my team for this tournament
I'm
was...
showing him an image so he has an idea of what
Yeah.
he might be looking at. Of
Those
those
orcs.
Probably.
This is the first image I found that looked like an actual board game.
Those are definitely orcs. That is a old style of orc, but because I was playing
It's old
orcs.
style.
Yeah. The game's been around since 1986. I looked that up today, so I don't got that wrong.
You don't got that wrong.
I don't got that wrong. I played orcs this weekend from the newer set that just came out a few months ago. So this tournament was actually held pretty close to around here. There's a store called Imaginary Wars that's over at Elbow Trail and
Doesn't matter.
South Center. Doesn't matter. The switch party happens.
Yeah.
I stick around here because it's closer. Nick drives me over for 9:30 in the morning to start this tournament. There are 17 other players there with their teams, and most of them are veterans. They've been playing this game for a long time. So I walk in and I'm like, I'm dead. I'm going to get dead last in this tournament.
That sounds like us at Alex's rugby thing last year.
So luckily there were 4 other players. This was their first time playing, and a few others that had only been playing a few months. So I actually stood a chance. So first game that I go up is against a Norse team that are mostly humans and a couple ice trolls. And it's a guy who's only played for a few months, and we're, shaking hands. This is going to be a good game. I get unreasonably lucky with this game. The other guy, his trolls have a 1 in 6 chance that they're going to do nothing at the start of their turn because they're too good and they need to be restricted in some way. That happens 3 times in a row off the beginning, that one of his trolls sits there and does nothing for the whole turn. My orcs are a bashy team that are meant to get the ball and punch their way to the touchdown line. And so I decide to throw a pass with one of them over the heads of everyone on his team, and he misses, and I catch it, and then I run it for a touchdown, which is not what orcs are supposed to do. It's not what dwarves are supposed to do either, but naturally. So I won that game. I think 2-1 in the end. That was the only game I won that weekend, sadly. So play the first game, takes about 2.5 hours, a little less.
Oh, geez, these are long games.
And that was actually pushing it because they were trying to keep it down to like 2 hours at the most, but so many of us were new that we were taking a bit longer. We go and we get lunch. I have to book it from lunch, so Mom and Dad and Nick show up to take me out to lunch and cheer me on. I have to run out of the restaurant to get back to the place in time to start my next round while they're still eating. I felt a little bad about that, but they showed up after. Start up my second game, and it's against Soren, I think is the name of the species. They're like lizard folk. Except this...
the lizard.
The lizard folk. Except this guy is playing skinks, which are tiny little lizards.
Not the skinks.
Yes, the skinks.
Anything but the skinks.
So, because he's a veteran, he's played many times before, and he's going to challenge himself. So he's playing a whole bunch of tiny little things that are easy to crush. So
How
I
does
crushed
this
him.
game work? I don't understand.
How much do these people have invested in it where they have 16 terrible characters?
Do you just roll the dice, or?
So, briefly with how it works, on your turn, each of your figures can do either a movement or a tackle if they're next to another model. So, movement, for the most part, you just go moving around the squares on the board, trying not to run into anyone. And tackling, you figure out if you're stronger than they are, then you roll dice to see what happens. Because, your opponent could get lucky and crack you over the head, or you could overwhelm them and crush them into the pavement. Or just move them around a little bit. So, I'm playing the second game. This is a squishy team with no armor. And I'm a big team with lots of armor, and I figure this is not even a challenge. I will steamroll these guys. Only managed to tie. I was down to the final end, right near the end zone, 1 or 2 turns left, made 1 or 2 wrong plays, or plays that didn't go the way that I wanted, and I just couldn't quite get my second point. So it came out as a tie. This isn't the worst thing for me because the way the tournament's running, you get a bunch of points for winning, some points for a tie, and then no points if you lose.
It's kind of like overtime losses.
Yeah, it's bullshit.
A little bit.
Although this sounds way better than hockey.
Shut your mouth.
So we take a quick break from that point, and like a 10-minute break, I think, and I go into my third game, and it's against a guy who has been playing since the game came out in the 80s. He's also playing an orc team, and spends half the game giving me advice of how to play my team better, because his team just raffle-stomped me.
So wait, how old are these guys? Because it came out in the 80s.
This guy was probably 60, pretty close. He had
These guys are hardcore.
Yeah, like he had significantly gray hair. Kept talking about how he smoked pot a lot.
He
Dude,
talked.
could have been
He,
Carl.
he talked about participating in World War II.
Most of the people there were over 35, I would say. There
This
was,
is-
So you were the young blood.
I say, if a
Yeah.
lot of them were like playing in the 80s, I can't imagine too many like 5-6-year-olds playing it, which means
Oh,
a lot
no.
of those people probably at least.
everyone there was well over 18, I'd say. Most of them were over 30. A few of them were in the 20s, I'd say. So played him, got pretty. I lost, but only like 1-0. So it wasn't too bad. I come back here, play Breath of the Wild for a while, sleep, go back 9:30 again the next day. So I played 3 games that are 2.5 hours each, and I've got 2 more to go. Show up for my 4th game against Khemri, which are mummies, pretty much.
The mummy people.
The mummy people, with this jovial, big kind of guy missing his front teeth, and he's having a great time getting unbelievably good rolls in order to counter all the bad rolls he had the previous day. Knocks out one of my best players as the very first move of the match. Knocks out the other of my best players within 2 rounds. At one point, I'm setting up, I'm like, okay, I'm going to need to make big plays here. I'm going for that pass that worked in the first game of yesterday. I throw the pass. He picks his worst player to catch it, rolls perfectly, and catches the ball. We're talking about this like 8-foot tall mummy that can barely move, that just kind of shuffles around. It catches the ball, walks back up the field to score.
Unbelievable.
Unbelievable. I was mad. I wasn't really mad. You can't get too mad. Like you
No,
have
you
to.
gotta be a good sport.
You have to accept that everything will go wrong in your game. So and just take
Murphy's
it as Murphy's Law. Make it a fun story, which is what I'm doing.
This is so much fun.
His big guy catches the ball. I think he scored a second time that round. So I had 2 points again. No, I only had 1. I only had 5 points scored against me the entire weekend. So
Damn.
that was good. I'll get back to that. So we go and we have lunch at the bar nearby. Waitress takes forever to get our food. We almost don't make it back in time. So get back for the final game, and it's against goblins. Goblins, again, small, squishy, should be easy to beat.
Not the goblins.
Not the goblins.
Were they green goblins?
Green-
Or were they hobgoblins?
They were like the stereotypical World of Warcraft goblins. The
Green goblins.
Spider-Man.
I was just making a Spider-Man
Yeah, I
reference.
right there.
I got the reference, but I wasn't sure about Hobgoblin there. I wasn't sure if you were being serious or not.
No.
He's always serious.
Yeah, I can see that. But yeah, short little green goblins that their whole shtick is they cheat. And they cheat by bringing on weapons.
I can appreciate that.
So he's got one player standing at the back of the board that has a bomb launcher. That
Oh.
he just fires
There's a
bombs
hobgoblin.
into the field. The balance is that anyone who has a weapon on the board after someone scores a touchdown, they're kicked out of the game. So you only get to use them for the first little while, and then they're out. So he's got that guy. He's got another guy with a chainsaw that can just ignore your armor and cut your head off if you're not careful. That did happen to me at one point. We go through the first round. I can't do anything against him because he's just too good. He's playing goblins because they're silly, and he's a good player. We get into the second round, and he pulls in some substitutions with more secret weapons, including a giant ball and chain. So this guy just swings the ball and chain over his head, mowing his way through my guys, knocking them left and right.
This is the cartooniest game.
It is. It's supposed to be the cartooniest game.
So ridiculous.
Most of it happens in your imagination.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, no. Like,
Yeah. So, Smash is my team. We spent almost the entire second half with me only having 3 or 4 guys left on the field, mostly lying down, standing up, attempting to punch a guy down, falling down again because he's got a big ball and chain and smacked us over. And he just kind of sat there near my end zone, like, I'm not going to score until, like, the very last round because, like, I don't want to risk you having a comeback or anything. So we're just going to kick your players around until the last round, and then I'll score. And he scores in the last round, and I've got one last turn. And he's like, okay, here's my setup. You can't kill any of my guys easy, and we're kind of running out of time. So how about you just set one guy up, rush him in to punch that guy to see if you kill him, and then we'll call it. I'm like, yeah, I don't really want to set up all my guys because I'm going to have to take them down immediately.
Yeah.
So I tried, did not kill him, sadly. So we finished up. Set up our models for everyone to judge the paint jobs. I did not win a prize for that, sadly. But most of the paint jobs out there were super great, so I'm not disappointed.
I would have given you the award.
I know.
Did you get a wooden spoon award?
I did not get the wooden spoon award.
Oh, man.
I'm happy about that, though. So out of... I did not come in last.
Yeah, no.
That's what the wooden spoon was. There was a set of awards, these very nice awards that I took a
Plus
picture
a wooden
of.
spoon. Nice awards. Plus.
Well, yes. I will show, that is the camera and not the gallery. I'll show you the nice ones while I talk. But they were these glass, standy kind of awards that were etched with different awards for what people could win. So,
Oh yeah, you showed me those.
yeah, I showed you that. Just pass it around.
They're
a
just
bit.
like glass trophies, essentially.
Yeah, it's like a glass plaque that has etching on it. Picture's not great. So there was an award for whoever won the tournament, which was the person with the most points, and the runner-up. That's 2 sneezes in the middle of my
Sorry.
stories.
Your snorries?
My snorries.
They are snorries.
Anybody still awake out there? So,
Hello, anybody tuning in still? Just kidding. Go ahead.
So whoever has done the best in the tournament, second place in the tournament, best paint job. There was an award for best defense. So the person who let in the least number of touchdowns against them. With my 5, I'd actually tied for first with 3 other people in this tournament. So unfortunately, the person who gets it is the person who scored the most points. Because they had the best defense while also actually playing a good game.
Yeah.
It was actually the guy who played the orc team from my 3rd game that won that award.
Oh, nice.
So it was pretty cool. And a bunch of other awards throughout. I didn't win anything, but I had a good time. I can't remember if I mentioned, I came 15th out of 18.
Oh, nice.
So not last.
Not second last.
Yeah, not even second last. That's not even 3rd last.
Yeah,
That was
there you
4th last. But yeah, had a great time. I signed up for... They have an official gaming federation thing where any of the tournaments that you go to are recorded and uploaded to a central database, and you can see how you've done like over the years pretty much. And this is a thing this has been running since the 80s. This official thing. It wasn't on the internet until the internet became a thing.
Yeah.
But it's
What?
yeah, I know, right? They didn't invent the internet. So I signed up for that, and I'll probably go back to more tournaments. I bought a couple models from a guy that was there to fill out my team, and I bought a set of dice from another guy. So it was overall a good fun time.
That's cool.
Awesome.
That evening sucked, but...
Oh, because of the Wendy's debacle?
Yeah, came home, had Wendy's. 4 hours later, the Wendy's had me.
That's awesome. Alright, after that harrowing story, it's time for Safe Word. For those who don't know, Safe Word is part of the show where we take terms and sentences off Urban Dictionary, give our best shot at defining them, and come up with some somewhat hilarious things. Hopefully. I have brought them tonight, and your first one, this one should be pretty good, I think. Like, you guys should have a good chance with this one. Bowl echo.
Bowl echo. I have a feeling I know what it is. So I'll let others go first.
Okay, so it's when you get up in the morning, you want
Yeah.
some cereal.
Okay.
So you open your box of cereal, you pour your cereal, and it's just the sound the cereal makes.
Okay.
It's your bowl.
Like the tinging of the Cheerios?
The echo.
Okay.
There's nothing more disappointing than waking up and being like, I'm gonna have a nice bowl of
And
cereal.
no milk.
That would also be just, when it's like sour milk, it's the
Yeah.
last carton, it's the worst. That or the other one, when it's just nothing but the crumbs at the very end. And just like, it might as well just be a bowl of sugar. It's terrible.
Yeah.
I'm going to take a different direction with the definition of a bowl. So it's when you're smoking a bowl.
Okay. Yeah.
And it's when you repeat yourself because you think you're saying something funny. Almost for people who are familiar with Silicon Valley, what Ehrlich does to Big Head in season 1, where he just it takes a huge hit of weed, whatever, and exhales. He's like, Big Head, and he just thinks it's the funniest thing in the world. So it's when you're repeating things because you think it's funnier.
Okay.
After smoking.
I like that one. I do that when I'm drunk. So. So my definition is when you're in the bathroom and you're on the toilet and you're trying to push one out, but there's a bit of gas there first, and because of the shape of the bowl, it just echoes so loud that everyone around can hear.
I like the 3 different definitions of a bowl here. This is good.
There's something to say about the harmonics of a bowl.
Yeah.
Of the bathroom bowl.
Yeah. All right, Mike, you got it.
Yeah.
I figured that one wouldn't be too hard, but I appreciate the creativity.
That's what she said.
I was also trying to think of a way that it could tie into Blood Bowl, but I didn't get there in time. So.
Okay, your next word is FLID.
Can you spell it for me?
FLID.
Dang
It is not an acronym unless you want it to be.
What does that mean?
It means, there's multiple definitions on Urban Dictionary, and
Right.
one of them is an acronym, but there's no, periods in between each of the letters, so I think it's more well known as something else. Actually, you know what? There's enough definitions on both ends of the spectrum here that I will accept both.
So if we get the acronym or if we get the word definition.
Yes.
The ID part has got to stand for ID, identification.
I'll give you a hint. It's an English term, I believe. Or maybe it's just a European term in general.
I'm trying to think of any. Is it like a combo word or?
I feel like you're going to have a lot of dead time.
Alright, okay.
Gotta
I got it.
All right.
This isn't going to be right, but I'm going to try. So you're trying to slide on some ice.
Yep.
And you slid, but you fall, so you flid.
Okay.
That's respectable. It's better than what I'm thinking right now.
Yeah, okay. You
That
flip.
was awful. That was awful.
It's
You
like
fucking slid everywhere.
it's when you're sliding and you're falling and you kind of catch yourself and do Canadian breakdancing.
Yeah. Is that you guys?
No, that's
That's
building
Julian's guess.
I know.
Helping explain Julian's guess a bit better. I'm going for the acronym.
Okay.
I need more time.
It's on you, Steven.
See, I keep thinking the word fled. It kind of sounds similar, but I can't think of anything good that would be kind of like fled. I am going to say... so some people like shortening words, things like video games to vids.
Some people are cool.
Those people should learn to burn more calories.
You want to talk?
So, if you've ever heard the phrase flipping your lid before,
Oh, yeah.
that's you're trying to shorten it. So you just say that person fled.
Okay.
Flip
I
their
like
lid.
it.
Good.
That's respectable.
I do like that one, yeah. I'm going for the acronym that FLID stands for your photographic legal ID, which is the ID it's the ID that someone buys when they're not old enough to be drinking in order to try and buy booze, and it's the one that gets them caught because they spelt photographic with an F. So it's the kid who is too stupid to realize that the fake ID he's being sold will not allow him to buy anything, and it's some guy is just getting money off of him by selling him a really fake ID, and he gets caught the first time that he tries to use it.
That's a good one. I like it.
So the actual definitions, the acronym is fucking Long Island douchebag. There's a more detailed description of what that is, but the other definition, it's a general insult used in England that means spasticated or retarded. Apparently, it's quite a bad thing to say, calling somebody a flid.
Fucking flid.
Yeah, I like it. I think that's a good one.
I guess we gotta hope that there's no UK watchers.
I'm gonna be using that at work.
Well, if we do have UK watchers, they're all flids. Your next word, reality challenged.
Reality challenged?
Yeah.
It is somebody who doesn't have a great grasp of social skills or ideas of the way the world works. Whether it was because they were sheltered, whether it was because they were overly spoiled, I'm not sure, but yeah, they just have no idea. General.
They don't have a good grasp on reality?
Yeah, I guess. So it's like they might not understand like how much work it is to build something. Like, oh, how come it can't be done now? Because, well, they were always just given everything. They had no idea of the building process. Stuff like that. I don't know.
Okay.
That is far too reasonable, and I'm going wacky.
I can think of something wacky now.
Here comes Wacky Mike.
So, someone who is reality challenged is someone who has bought into all of the virtual reality consoles. They've bought a Vive and an Oculus Rift and the PS4 VR and a Google Cardboard, and they've been going through and back and forth between them so many times that they can't even identify what is real and what is virtual anymore. They are reality challenged.
Okay, I like it. That's a good one. We know people like that.
I would buy a Vive if I could justify it.
I have a friend who owns a Vive. I haven't had a chance to go over and
It's a
try it
lot of
myself.
fun.
I've only done the test at the mall that they have at the Windows store. It was awesome. All right, Julian, what is reality challenge?
Reality challenged. Okay. So it's somebody who watches way too much reality television and can't differentiate between reality TV and real life.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I like it. You're kind of all close, except for Mike. Oh no, Mike is a little bit close. It's an adjective, being in a state in which one is utterly and completely unable to distinguish fact from fiction, and is thus obviously and undeniably full of shit.
So, Utah.
You're from
A state-
Utah, screw you.
being in Utah.
When you said adjective, for some reason my mind clicked to acronym. I'm like, there's no way reality challenged is an acronym for something.
Yeah, your brain's challenged. All right, that's it for safe word. Good work, everybody. We got through the words, and we're making good time.
Oh yeah?
There's only one thing left that I wanted to talk about.
So it's all about you now.
Fine. What would you like to talk about?
I'm just kidding.
Okay.
Talk about MMA or whatever you want to do.
I can talk more about MMA, but I won't. This is just kind of a random story I found on Twitter trending. There's a town in Alberta called Onaways, and they have pink water.
Really?
Yeah, that you just turn on the tap and it just comes out pink.
Why?
The reason is because there was some sort of the reason why it's pink is because of potassium permanganate, and there was some sort of pump that was like regulating an amount of this in the water.
Hold on, what was that second word?
Permanganate.
Permanganate.
Pomegranate?
Permanganate.
Okay. Because the way you say it, I'm like, are you sure it's not pomegranate? And you're just telling me they have flavored water they sell?
Potassium pomegranate.
Just like, I think you're just getting like messed with here.
I'm sure some sort of numpty would have read that as pomegranate, which I am not.
It sounded like you pronounced it pomegranate.
I'm a little nasally, but permanganate.
Okay.
Potassium
You
permanganate.
got here too, right?
No, from
It sounds like you just don't know how to say it.
Permanganate.
no from my chemistry classes, I'm fairly sure permanganate is a chemical.
Okay.
It is a chemical.
It's
What's
called
its chemical
pomegranate.
ID?
What? Juice. It's very tasty.
What's the chemical ID for potassium permanganate?
Uh,
I'll look it up while you continue.
KP.
It's K something.
No, that's
P is potassium, isn't it?
no K is potassium.
I'm retarded.
You failed carefully.
I knew that, and I didn't even take chem.
Oh. Anyways, I thought that was interesting. That apparently it's just like they have some sort of regulation of that in the water, and the pump for that broke and just dumped a ton of this chemical into the reservoir. So now all their water's pink. Apparently it's totally drinkable too. So.
Imagine showering in pink water.
Pomegranate is definitely drinkable.
You guys hear about the lizards in space?
Still on about
Tell
that?
us about the lizards in space.
So, Russia sent up a satellite, I don't know how long ago, with a bunch of lizards. I don't know if they're doing a study on procreation in space, and they just landed on lizards because Godzilla or whatever.
I love this justification.
And so, I read this a couple days ago, maybe it was yesterday, and I guess they lost control of the satellite, and now they're just lizards floating around in space, boning.
See, that's how you tell a story.
So I can't figure this out. Like, why does it circle around back to end of their boat? Like they could be sleeping. They could
I'll
be.
look it up.
Part of that, I did find potassium permanganate, and it is KMnO4.
MN, that's right.
That's stupid.
For Minnesota.
No, for manganese.
It should be PP.
PP for potassium permanganate.
But no, they'd use the Latin words.
What if it was potassium phosphate?
Pomegranate is not a Latin word.
Yeah, lizards be fucking.
Okay, so you look up
Do people
lizards in
care?
space, and you get images, and it's fucking glorious.
Are they just floating around like, or is it
Wait,
just
what was
cartoons? Just big
Space lizard stole my brain.
What? How dare they?
The headline of the year.
Just like
Scroll down a couple.
There's a ton of
Oh
like
my.
childish drawings and sexual drawings. And
Lizards laying
Oh,
sexily
man.
on chase lounges.
Sexily, is that a word?
I'm making it a word.
Okay.
It's definitely a word.
Sexy like?
Yes, in a sexy fashion.
Alright, well they're looking at
Sexy lizards.
lizard fun
Okay.
time. Did you find the story?
I did.
there's
Okay.
So in September 1st, 2014, so this is actually quite a while ago,
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Russia confirms death of 5 geckos on SpaceX mission. That's the headline. Let's
So they
click
weren't
it.
skinks.
No,
Okay.
it should have been.
Reptiles are part of zero gravity research into reproduction. So can you procreate in zero gravity?
I think that is definitely a question that should be investigated further.
There was something about that.
Oh, didn't Pornhub try to do something like that?
They were going to. They were going to send up 2 porn actors, well, an actor and an actress, into space on SpaceX in order to have a zero-G porn.
yes, they were gonna do a Kickstarter
Yeah, I heard about that.
because they also said that if you donate, I think it was $1,000, they'll have the porn star say your name while during the video. And I was so convinced. I talked to a couple people in this group about we need to sign that up and have one of our friends' names get right.
But not yours, one of your friends.
Yeah, no, I don't
embarrass
want them. I don't want to be associated
Yeah,
with that.
like-
Just like
Who would spend $1,000 intentionally to make that happen?
yeah.
So, like, for everybody that does this and gets their name in there, do they just read the names in a random order, or do they alphabetize them? So then, while they're fucking, they're just like, Dave, 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 Daryl, Daryl. Like,
No, I just want to be first and last names. That'd be awesome.
Yeah, that would be-
Call them out.
that reminds me of the potato salad guy.
Oh, yeah.
Who crowdfunded potato salad, made a ton of money, and one of the goals was, or one of the benefits that you get from donating was that he'll say your name while making it, which
Yeah.
I think is a hilarious image.
Yeah, because he got way too much money for potato salad and then actually had to spend all the money on the potato salad, pretty much.
Yeah.
Because he made over 100,000? It was a couple 100,000, wasn't it?
No, I thought it was only like 10,000.
I was thinking
More than
5
that.
figures.
But
I'll see if I can find it.
I recently had a Facebook memory talking about a guy who asked for $8 to go to get a burrito from somewhere.
Yeah.
And he raised like $1,200 or something like that.
see, why are we doing this? This could fund the show.
Because nobody cares anymore because this isn't 7 years ago.
Ugh.
So the potato salad Kickstarter, he wanted to raise $10 and raised $55,000.
Oh, wow, that's crazy. We're just about at time here. So,
Maybe there'll be more penises.
it's true, there's been a significant lack of penis in this episode.
We had crotch wizards.
We did have crotch wizards, and it was glorious. The segment that we haven't gotten to yet is the Gravy Boat, which is the part of the show where we take a lesser-known song and we plug it and we stick it in our YouTube playlist for your listening pleasure. Does anybody here tonight have a song?
I've got one.
Oh, Julian
just came to mind.
Julian's got one.
Okay. Anybody heard of Primus?
I have not.
Okay, so look up Primus and Winona's Big Brown Beaver.
What type of music do you listen to?
Sorry, say again. Primus?
Primus.
Primus?
Primus.
Okay, Primus.
And Winona's Big Brown Beaver.
Winona's Big Brown Beaver.
Yeah.
That's not referring to Winona Ryder, is it?
That's up to you. You gotta listen to
I
the
guess
song.
we'll find out.
Oh. Alright, well there you have it. So check out our YouTube channel, HastleCast Podcast, and on there you should find a playlist called Gravy Boat. This song, as well as all previous songs that we've recommended, will be in that list, and you can go check them out if you're looking for something a little more underground.
Didn't you suggest an Elmer Fudd song last time? You did.
Yeah.
About
Yeah.
Rabbit Slayer. That song is
Kill the
amazing.
Rabbit.
What type of stuff do you
Oh, yeah.
listen to?
Dude, this is stuff that nobody's ever heard of. That's what
Yeah,
the
no,
Gravy
fair
Boat
enough.
is.
This is what it's all about.
You don't put Led Zeppelin on the Gravy Boat, even though they're amazing. Everybody knows who Led Zeppelin is.
For some reason we put Big Lurch on.
Because Big Lurch is hilarious.
Yeah, no.
And he did nothing wrong.
Yeah, free Big Lurch. Poor guy.
Alright, hashtag free Big Lurch.
You were going to say Big Bird, weren't you?
No, yes I was.
Hashtag free Big Bird. Big Bird did nothing wrong.
Yeah, that's true. What if Big Bird was just Big Lurch in a costume?
That'd be terrifying. Dude, just like Big Bird's finally unmasked as Big Lurch. That'd be so scary.
Oh man. Anyways, that's it for the show. So please follow us on Twitter, like our Facebook page, subscribe to us on YouTube, and do all that fun stuff. You can find our podcast on iTunes or your favorite podcasting app. And special thanks to Alex's dad for our new intro and outro music, which he recorded himself. It's pretty freaking sweet. And y'all know about it because you listened to last week's episode, right?
Yes.
No.
That's right. Alright. Thanks everybody for coming. And we will see you next week.
Thank you.
Bye.